Hey, what's going on? Keith from Trigger Happy. Doing something a little bit different today out in the shop, and my daughter's 2022 Honda Insight had a ceramic coating on it that I applied right after we bought it. That's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. So it's starting to fail, particularly on the sides of the car. You know, down these doors and the fenders are really starting to fail. So we're gonna try something new today that I've never tried before. I have used graphene coatings in the past. I've used this 303 spray coating. It's definitely not on the level of what you're going to get in a professional coating, but it lasts about 6 months. The problem I have always had with this 303 is it's kind of hard to work with, and I don't like the feel after you apply it. It has kind of a tacky feel to it, and just not something I really like. So we're gonna try a different kind of coating today, spray coating, and this is from a company called Torque Detailing. A little bit different because it has SiO2 or ceramic in it along with graphene, so we'll see how that goes on. Today's video is more just gonna be about the application, how does it feel smoothness wise and stuff like that, but I'll kind of show you my process for getting a car ready for wax or whatever kind of coating you want to apply. So before we get started, the car has already been washed and dried. So we wanted to see does it need clayed? And a lot of people wonder, when do I need to clay the car? Do I need to clay it every year, every few months? No, only when it really needs it. And you can generally feel it. You can rub your hand over it and you can feel things in the paint that are kind of catching your hand. It's just impediments that are buried in the paint that are only going to come out through clay. This car doesn't feel terrible, but I'm going to go ahead and do it on camera anyway, just to show you how I prep surfaces for any kind of sealant or wax or anything else. All right, so we're gonna a new piece of clay here. We're gonna go ahead and use the lubricant that came with this kit, which is just a Meguiar's Detail lubricant. So we're gonna generously spray this on the car. Wanna make sure you get plenty of lubricant. Then we're just gonna use our clay bar and just I like to make just long strokes here, up and down the car in the same direction. This isn't abrasive, so you don't wanna get too aggressive with it. You do not want to push down really hard. Just nice and even, and you'll feel the things coming off as you're doing it. You'll feel the tree sap, the tar, things like that are going to come off. So this car will be nice and smooth when we're ready to lay down our coating. All right, so I finished claying just this section of the hood, and I haven't touched this fender yet, but I don't know if this will come off on camera or not, but there is a huge difference. Just slides so nicely, and this is definitely more grabby feeling. It's still got old coating and protectant on here, but also all that tree sap and stuff. So it is not going to adhere to this near as well as this. So this is a step you really can't forget if you want your coating, no matter what it is, to last as long as possible. All right, so one thing I like to do is just put a solution of 50-50 isopropyl alcohol and water on there just to remove any remaining contaminants that might still be on the car, fingerprints, greases I've left behind. Now, I'm not gonna do any kind of paint correction on this particular car because one, I'm not putting a permanent or long-term coating on here, and two, it really just doesn't need it. The paint is in good shape. So we really don't need to do a paint correction, but now that we've got this surface perfectly as smooth and as clean as it can get, we'll go ahead and start with the application of this Torque graphene coating. All right, so this is the product that we're going to apply, and it is graphene burst coat, but it also says it has SiO2 ceramic for added protection. Kind of interesting. Again, also white, interesting. So we're gonna go with these instructions. I'm gonna shake this well, and per instructions, it says to apply directly to the car. So we're gonna keep it has a very odd spray pattern to the bottle. So I think I've probably put enough on there, but it sprays really oddly. So I'm gonna let it set for about 30 seconds. Then it says to use a clean towel to work in directly to the paint, and then follow up with a dry towel. Yes, I'm my own cameraman. I do all the things myself here. No edits, nothing like that. One take, do it all. And that's why my videos probably look like crap in comparison to other people, but I don't care. All right, so we're gonna work this in. It goes on relatively smooth. I don't see a lot of streaking or stuff left behind. So I did basically, obviously, the entire hood here at one time, which I probably wouldn't normally do. So now we'll follow this up with a dry towel. And there is a slight amount of hazing, but not like I'm used to on some other products. Not a lot of grab like the 303 has when you're using it. You can feel it kind of grabbing against the towel. Not noticing any of that. Well, let's finish the whole car and give some final thoughts. All right, initial impressions of this coating before I take it outside and get a really good look at it. Number one, I used about, I don't know, 1/4 of the bottle. It's an 8-ounce bottle, so it took 2 ounces to cover this little Honda Civic sized car, which was more than I expected. Initial impressions though, it went on very easily. I was pleased with how simple it applied. It wipes off well. I didn't see a lot of hazing or high spotting or anything like that. On the downside, it has the same problem that I have with 303. It's not the smoothest or slickest surface at the end. It's kind of grabby, not as bad as the 303, but it's not nearly as good as even a simple, spray wax from like Turtle Wax. It's just kind of grabby. So if you're somebody like me that loves a super glass-like slick surface, it's not the slickest. But how will it hold up? We'll have to see how that holds up over the next couple months. I'll do a review of that when we follow up. So I'm gonna pull this out. We'll get some final pictures of it and wrap this up. Well, there's the final product. I've done no buffing of any kind on this car, and I really don't see any hazing or high spots or anything like that. So it goes on very, very well. Quickly too. I mean, this went on, I did this whole thing in under an hour. So, really looks good. We'll just see how it holds up over the next few months. So I'll report back. So this was Torque Detail Graphene Coating Spray. And the results are shiny, yes. Slick, no. Ease of use, really, really good. So we'll see you next time. Keith from Trigger Happy. Have a good day.